No complaints for us.
So today you will want to have for stretch and meditate 2 balls. You can have a blanket if you would like. Um, 2 blocks, they're not necessary for practice, but maybe you'd like them for support. And also a piece of paper and a pen. Let me grab you guys some papers and pens. And you guys at home, we have just a minute. Added bonus, if you actually have what you wrote down from last week to reflect back on. It's all good. You know what? Sometimes these things are good to just look back on. Okay. All right. So, if you'd like, you can just take a minute. So, last week we talked a little bit about 2020 and we reflected back on some of the things that we would like to let go of as we move forward because the past is done. You can't change it. It's already happened. So as you move forward, there's an idea of how would you like to show up? What would you like to cultivate and bring more of into your life? So, when you kind of think back and you look at the things that you wrote last week or things that are coming up for you, just observe them. We're not here, we're not doing these exercises to berate ourselves and be jerks to ourselves because that doesn't help anybody with anything. So, come to a comfortable seat, your Sukhasana sitting up nice and tall. You might close your eyes, deep breath in through the nose. And then as you sigh it out, purse your lips and blow the air out as if you were blowing through a straw. Another nice deep breath in, blow it out. One more nice deep breath in, really fill it up. Let it go. And just allow your breath to flow in and out, nice and easy. We're not forcing anything right now. You might take a moment, just allow your face to soften, your jaw to unclench, shoulders melt down. Maybe you wiggle just a little in your seat, finding some ease, and then just come back to stillness. And what you've intended to release and let go might be circling around in your head, and that's okay. Observe it. Sometimes we have to revisit where we've been to have a better idea of where we're going. Now, with your exhales, beginning to really allow those things that you want to release, allow them to be blown away, to fade. And start to breathe in the things that you are wanting to do differently. Breathe in how you would like to show up in your life. Breathe in all the things that you see yourself doing. And as you breathe out, maybe you let go of how these things are going to happen. Breathe in what you intend to do, to be. Breathe out, release the how. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just know and trust that this version of yourself that you see in the future already exists. As you move through your practice today, that internal dialogue, the way you speak to yourself, the way you move as if you were already that version of yourself. You know it takes practice. And practice can be messy, but it's there. As you breathe and envision this future you, maybe a mantra comes to mind. Without forcing anything, just allow something to come up. Mantras are generally affirmative, positive statements. I am whatever it is that you see yourself doing. One of my personal favorites is I am vibrant, healthy, and well. You're more than welcome to use that if it resonates for you, or maybe there's something else that presents itself. This is a personal practice, as all of these things are. I'm just here for suggestion and possibility. And maybe you try on a couple of different mantras. When you find one that feels good for you, on your inhale, breathe it in, say it to yourself. And then exhale, feel yourself release. Take a couple more breaths here. Breathing in, filling up with that mantra. Use the exhale, let go of the things that don't serve that. Then gently opening your eyes, you might take a moment and write down the mantra that has come up for you. And this might be something that you create a screensaver for the lock screen on your phone. Maybe you put it somewhere that you see often. Maybe you go home and make a whole bunch of notes for yourself and place it around your house to see it. We'll just take about another minute. If you wanted to close your eyes and reflect further on that, or if you're feeling a little bit anxious, you might even look around the room, just kind of anchor yourself coming into this present moment. Each present moment is a chance to begin again, to connect with your foundation. Each beginning moment, each new moment is a chance to begin again. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, and on the exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Feel lots of length here. Breathe into the back of your neck. And you might just begin to move your head side to side. Nice and slow, pausing in any places that are feeling extra tight or sensitive. You might even start to take this movement down into your spine, shifting side to side. You can take your head all the way around if you would like. Just start to connect in with some organic movement. Noticing, observing. This is a really beautiful way to just observe what's going on in your body, the places that you're holding tension, places that feel stiff. You can even add some twists here. Taking a few more rounds of breath. Just explore some movement as we begin to move energy, release stiffness, let go of tension that we are holding on to. Then coming back through center, sitting up nice and tall, lifting your pelvic floor up, hug your low belly in, really support your core. Crown of head reaches to the sky. Shrug your shoulders to your ears, press them back, allow them to melt down your back. Inhale, allow your belly to expand. Exhale, pull it back into your spine. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, pull it back in. Move with your breath here. If you notice your shoulders creeping up towards your ears, just allow them to soften back down. Take a few more. This is a wonderful way to massage those internal organs, to begin releasing the muscles around our rib cage and in our back. On your next exhale, find that engagement here, sitting up nice and tall once again. Breath in, exhale, drop that chin down to your chest. Inhale, look it up. Exhale, drop it back down. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your neck. Lots of length here. You might bring those left fingers down to the floor. Maybe you walk them away from you, deepening the stretch. You also have the option to take those right fingers to the left ear and add a little weight. Don't force anything here. Sometimes less can be so much more. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, release, return to center, and exhale, chin drops down to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your neck, the right trap. And your right fingers might come down to the mat. Maybe you walk them away, adding to the stretch. Your left fingers might even come up to that right ear. Wherever you are, breathe. Breath in and breath out. And inhale, return back through center. Hands come to your knees. On your inhale, lift that sternum, that breastbone towards the sky, adding a bit of a back bend. Keep the engagement in your belly. Breathe into your heart space, that shoulder space. Breath in. Exhale, round the spine around that sternum point. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift once again. This time on the exhale, round the whole spine. Move with your breath. Intentionally. As you inhale and lift and open your heart, breathe in your mantra. And the exhale, round the spine, hug it in. Couple more rounds of breath. Inhale comes through center. Pause on the exhale. Arms reach tall overhead. Reach it up, breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. Hugging in that belly. Maybe noticing it takes the twist just a hair deeper. Wringing out the spine, deepening the massage of the internal organs. Breath in, exhale, twist. Inhale, arms lift, rise through center, and exhale, twist to the left. Continuing to hug that low belly in. Maybe you notice some release in your low back. Sitting tall on that inhale, twisting it open on the exhale. Breath in, exhale. Inhale, arms lift, rise, reach nice and tall through center. And then exhale, switch into tabletop, leaning forward, coming onto your hands and knees. Find your foundation here. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Press into the earth. Gauge that belly, shoulders reach away from ears. Nice long spine. Breathe, 3, 2, and 1. On your inhale, drop the belly, heart reaches forward, head lifts for cow. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine, tuck the tailbone for cat. Move with your breath here. Finding your cats and cows. Adding any extra movement that you might want or need. Getting into hips and side body. Might even tuck your toes, sink your hips back, stretching into the bottoms of your feet. You can always turn your fingers around and back towards your knees as well. And then coming back through center here into your tabletop. Find that foundation and reach that right hand forward. You might extend that left leg behind you, keeping your toes touched down. Maybe you float your leg, find some spinal balance. Breathing into your core, finding length here. Take a breath. Exhale, set it all down. Once again, find that foundation, reach your left fingers forward. Maybe you extend that right foot back, toes touch down. Maybe you float that right leg. Hugging the corset muscles in, ribs wrapped around spine, reach it nice and long. Set it all down. Extend your legs behind you, coming into a high plank. Now, you have options. You can keep your knees down here if you would like. You can have them lifted. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Find some movement here. Pedaling feet, shifting hips. You might have a really big bend in your knees. And I'm pausing here, big bend in the knees, belly to your thighs. Look behind you, deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly walking your hands back to meet your feet. Fingers can be on the floor. You might have a big bend in your knees here. Inhale, halfway lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Just pause here and breathe. Next, inhale, slink. You roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Fingers reach wide and tall. Stretch it up. Press your feet into the earth. Fingers reach towards the sky. Just begin to start to move, swaying hands side to side. Getting your body into it. You might even take your feet wider. And then just start to move. Your hands might come down. You might sway them side to side. You can take arm circles. You might even move your feet, not twisting your ankles, don't do that. Find ankle circles. And then moving back and forth here. Reaching it tall, maybe you take some side stretches. Reach, and then you might circle it all the way down and around, coming back up. And then switching sides, reaching. Sweep it down and around, come back up. A couple more rounds of movement here. Keeping those feet wide, hands come down at your low back. Really hug those low belly muscles in and press your knuckles down towards the floor. Another breath. Exhale, fold. Rinse those arms out overhead. Breathing into your feet, your legs, your back, your shoulders, the whole back body. Inhale to halfway lift, fingers come down, walk your feet back toward one another, then begin to sink down, coming to a perch. So your knees are together, your feet might be together. Feeling those Achilles, your heels melting towards the earth, stretching into ankles, the tops of your feet. Another breath in, stay for the breath out. And slowly and gently, just roll it forward. Come to a sit on your bottom. Have your balls handy. And then slowly recline it down one vertebrae at a time. And take a full body stretch here at the bottom. Reaching it nice and long, just observing how you are feeling. And And then come to a mini Shavasana, arms long at your sides. Just relax into this and check in with your body. Notice what your breath is doing, where your mind is at. Maybe you become very aware of tension or anywhere that feels pretty tight in your body. And take a few moments, breathe in that mantra that you came up with into that space that feels tight. Use the exhale to help release. And slowly and gently taking one more breath in. And then grabbing those balls, we're going to bring them into our traps. So that's that area right here at the base of our neck where it meets our shoulders. And we're going to just start here. Placing the balls into that area. Just observe how that is feeling. And you might have your knees bent. Maybe you have them long, hands at your sides or on your belly. And continue to connect in with your breath. Being the observer of sensation, thoughts, and feelings. Bless you. And you might begin to connect in with that future version of yourself. Start to shift the thought from future to I am her or him or whomever. I am that. There is a mantra in yoga called Soham, and it translates to I am that I am. As you breathe and soften into the pressure points that you have most likely found with the tennis balls, maybe you notice places elsewhere in your body that are starting to relax. Maybe you notice your low back softening. Maybe you notice the muscles in your feet just relaxing. Continue to breathe here just as you are for a few more breaths. And you might find that the practice of stillness and staying right here is calling to you, and you are more than welcome to be just as you are. If you would like, maybe you begin to press into your feet and peel your hips up off the mat, coming into a bridge pose, adding some pressure on the balls. Just make sure that the balls are on either side of your spine and not directly on the spine itself. We want to work into the tissue, not shift our vertebrae. Taking a couple more breaths right here. Inhale and exhale, bringing your spine one vertebrae at a time back down onto the mat. And just pause and notice. And then we'll start to shift those balls just a little bit deeper, coming more between the shoulder blade and the spine now. Finding the back of our heart center. No. It's okay. Sometimes these balls can get wild. So just take a breath in and sigh out wherever you are. Maybe you found an incredibly tender place. Our back body is often where we receive. When you think about our heart space and the tension that we often carry in the space behind our heart, you might reflect on how you receive anything from other people. Breathing into tension. You might even notice you're starting to feel some tension around near the top of your diaphragm, and we'll even get in a little bit deeper into this, but it all starts here. Everything's connected, right? So as you breathe here and notice the balls in the space behind your heart, where can you allow yourself to soften? Do you notice that you're clenching and tightening up elsewhere in your body? What are the quality of the thoughts running through your head? Maybe on your next inhale, you connect with your mantra and breathe into those places that are feeling tight and tense. Maybe imagining that that mantra is a white, pure light that flows in and helps to remove and sweep out anything that you're ready to release. Can you allow your face to soften and your jaw to unclench? Can you relax your throat? Do you feel the space opening around your heart? Do you notice your belly soft and just gently moving with your breath? Can you soften into the hardness just a little more? And taking another breath in, staying for the breath out. You might find that being here is plenty and you'd like to continue to explore just as you are. If you would like to take it deeper, maybe once again, you press into your feet and peel your spine up off the mat, adding a bit of a bridge pose, deepening the pressure here. Continue to breathe and soften. Allow your low back and your butt cheeks to relax and unclench. Breath in and exhale, roll it down one vertebrae at a time once again. Breath in, breath out. Then slowly and gently, we'll move the balls even deeper so that we are coming almost right underneath our shoulder blades, but still on either side of the spine. So we're right in our mid back, around that psoas insertion point. And then once again, take a breath in and the breath out. Just notice where you are holding on to tension and tightness. This space is right at the top of our solar plexus. Our solar plexus is our personal powerhouse. It's directly beneath the heart chakra. And often, much of the love that we feel or don't feel for ourselves is directly connected to our heart chakra and how we give and receive love from others. Connect in with that version of yourself that you intend to show up as. How does it feel to be them? How does it feel to know that you are them? Do you feel a softening and a relaxing through your body? And if you continue to notice tightness, can you breathe into that tightness and invite it to release and let go? Continue to use your breath as you observe and visualize. If you are feeling a lot of tightness right around this rib area and across your belly and in your diaphragm, you might take your fingers of either hand and just gently come up to that sternum, that point where the ribs meet right under your breastbone. And you might just gently massage that. Being gentle with yourself. You might say your mantra as you massage here. You might even start to come down and just gently massage your belly. You might take your hand around in a clockwise motion. This is just an option, not a command. I personally find it helpful to just kind of relax everything all through here. It's actually very stimulating to the digestion as well. Our digestion doesn't have only to do with the things that we eat, but it's everything that we take in and have to process. Might pause and just hold your hand over your belly, this place of your solar plexus chakra. And as you breathe, feel the rise and the fall. Where do you notice tension creeping in? And where do you notice it flowing out? Couple more rounds of breath right here, feeling that connection to yourself. And then you have that option to stay right here, just as you are. Maybe you bring your hands down at your sides, press into your feet, and lift your low back. Breathing into that place where the balls are pressing in. Allow everything around it to soften and melt. Breath in and exhale, setting that low back, that bum back down onto the floor. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Just gently remove the balls, set them to the side. We're going to come back to them. And just allow your back body to melt down onto the floor. Now, ladies, breathe here, feeling that connection. And you might just pause here. Maybe you windshield wiper your knees. Maybe you even explore hugging your knees into your chest. Just really allow your back, your shoulders to stay connected to the earth. Feel the length, the space that you've created. And then gently setting your feet down, finding the balls once again. We're going to bring them under our glutes. As you bring them into your glutes, just find a point that feels kind of tense and tight. There's a good chance that one side is probably tighter or more tense than the other. You might roll around a little bit and just kind of observe and notice the difference in tension on each side. And then deciding on which side is more tense or tight, you're going to keep the ball there. So find a point that feels pretty tight. And then you're going to take the ball from the other side. And so I've chosen my left hip. I'm going to take the other ball and I'm going to bring it up into that right shoulder meat. So if you chose your right hip, you'll bring it up into the left. And then when you arrive, just bring your arm down by your side and just take a nice breath in and exhale. So this is starting to work into some of that cross-body fascia. Usually when one shoulder is tight, the opposite hip is tight, and vice versa. And as you breathe, just allow your body to relax and soften. Now you might stay in stillness. Maybe you just begin to windshield wiper the leg that has the ball underneath. Nice and slow, there's no rush. Might take a breath in, and on the exhale, allow that knee to fall open to the side. It might not come all the way down. It might only go part of the way, and that's okay. Just breathe. Observe how your opposite shoulder reacts. Now with that knee to the side, maybe you begin to find some movement in that right arm or that left arm, whichever side has the ball underneath. You might take some elbow circles, maybe you move it up and down. Maybe that's a special kind of madness that doesn't suit you today, and you can pause in stillness. The beauty of these practices is that they are personal, and that your journey and what you do is going to be very different than anybody else's. And to even take it a step further, how that journey looks and feels is going to be different on the other side of your own body. You might feel that opposite hip and leg relaxing further as you work into some of the tension into the shoulder. Continue to use your breath as your guide. And if and when you're ready, you can bring that foot back to the mat and bring your knee back towards the sky. Maybe you even practice extending that leg long. Maybe you even decide that you shift to another spot in that glute muscle, the side that the ball is on. We'll take about 5 to 8 more breaths. And taking a breath in, stay for the breath out. Then slowly and gently remove the balls. Just allow your back body to come flat on the mat. Maybe you notice a little more space. And it might be subtle, maybe it's pretty profound. It's okay, whatever you happen to find. And now we're going to switch sides. So the ball comes under the opposite glute and into the shoulder meat of the opposite shoulder. Ugh, maybe that wasn't my tight side. Take a breath in and exhale, melt into it. Hey, yoga teachers are human too. Oh, take a nice breath in, sigh it out once again, and just observe. As you work through fascia and you work through connective tissue and you find these bunchy places in our muscles, often you'll have reactions or emotions that come up. If you have a tendency to be awkward in social situations, my default is to laugh if I'm really uncomfortable. Some people cry, some people swear. It's okay to have reactions. You might begin to windshield wiper that opposite leg, side to side, or the leg that has the ball under the glute. Maybe you take a breath in and on the exhale, you allow it to fall open to the side. Start to observe how your shoulder is reacting. And you might begin to take movement with your arm. Maybe stillness feels like plenty. We won't take as much time on this side since it might not be the more tense side. You might even bring that knee back towards the ceiling and extend that leg long. We'll pause here for 5 more breaths. Taking a breath in. Stay for the breath out. And then slowly and gently remove the balls from underneath you, coming flat onto your back, finding that mini Shavasana once again. Breath in, exhale. Just observe places that have continued to soften. Maybe you're feeling openness. You might have sensation, noticing and feeling the blood flowing. Maybe it feels like wind. Maybe there's another element that you connect to. Observing that sensation. Take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out. And hug your knees into your chest. Your back body stays nice and heavy on the mat. Keeping your right knee hugged in, set the left foot down and just point and flex through your right foot. Working through all that connective tissue. Start to take some ankle circles, rotating around in one direction. Switch directions. Hand on knee, take your knee around, finding some hip circles. Switch directions. Placing that right ankle on your left knee, right hand presses onto your thigh, open that hip. Allowing your shoulders and back body to remain heavy on the mat. You might decide that this is plenty and you'd like to just breathe and stay right here. Maybe you hug that left knee in towards your chest. Hands come behind your thigh. Deepening the stretch into your hip. Maybe connecting with your mantra, and on your inhale, breathing that into the tightness and tension. Use the exhale to help soften it. Taking another breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Keeping your ankle on your knee, set the left foot down, arms come open to a T. Breath in and exhale, that left knee falls to the side. The right foot may or may not touch down. Breathe into the outer edge of that leg. You might deepen the stretch and reach down and connect with your left ankle. Continue to breathe your mantra in. See yourself as you are. Knowing that the practice of showing up in our life begins on our mat and when we take the time to connect in. Take a breath in, exhale. Slowly and gently come back through center. Set that right foot down and just take a couple windshield wipers here. Hugging that left knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze and point and flex through that left foot. You might take some ankle circles. And rotate in the opposite direction. That hand comes on your knee, taking it around in circles, working into the hip. Switching directions. Bringing that left ankle onto the right knee, left hand presses onto the thigh, gently opening that hip. As you begin to make the connection, keep your back body nice and soft on the mat. You might stay here or hug that right knee into your chest. Breathe into your hip, deepening the stretch if it calls to you. Continue to breathe and fill up with your mantra and your intention to move forward. Taking a breath in, stay for the breath out. Gently release the right foot down, arms come to a T, breath in and exhale. That right knee falls to the right, the left foot touches down. This might be plenty. Maybe your right hand comes down, connects to the left ankle, deepening the stretch. Just an option, not a command. Continue to allow breath to flow in and to flow out. Inhale and exhale. Slowly and gently coming back through center. Hug both knees into your chest once again. You might gently rock side to side. Bringing your arms open to a T, breath in and exhale, drop knees to the right. Just finding a gentle twist for a moment. Inhale, knees through center. And exhale, bring them to the left. Inhale through center. Give yourself another great big squeeze, hugging your knees in. And on your inhale, opening up, releasing, finding your final resting shape. And you have options as always. You can just be on your back, reclined out here. You can place your legs up the wall. Maybe you use a block, a blanket, a bolster, whatever is calling to you. When you arrive, take a nice deep breath in and exhale, sigh it out. Often, we feel like things are done to us. We have the tendency to see things as taken away, holding us back, or keeping us down. It's easy to place blame on another person, a situation, or even a moment in time for our current circumstance. Last week, when we reflected back on 2020 and the things that we want to let go, we also looked at where we want our life to end up. We looked at who we intend to be and how we would like to show up. This morning, we even connected in with a mantra as we move forward. As we move forward, what if instead of seeing things as being done to us, we looked at them being done for us? When something is taken away, it's creating space for more than you've ever dreamed of. When it feels like you're being held back, maybe it's actually the pullback before being slingshotted into your biggest, wildest dreams. And when you feel kept down, it's the laying of a foundation to build something new, preparing you for the future. It doesn't mean you don't have emotional reactions or moments where it feels like it's all gone to shit. But maybe in the process, you can practice finding an inkling of trust that it's all working out in your favor. Slowly and gently begin to bring your awareness back to the space. Find small movements and allow them to get bigger until you find your way in a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. And just notice and breathe. On your next inhale, arms reach wide and tall. Palms come to touch overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. It's truly my honor to be here with you this morning, and I deeply thank you for your trust and allowing me to guide you through your practice. I'd like to seal in our time together with the sound of one Om. You can join in or just listen. Emptying your exhale and inhaling. Thumbs raised to your third eye center. The inner light that is within me sees and deeply honors that same inner light within each of you. Many blessings and much gratitude. Together we bow in peace and honor of ourselves, each other, and this practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for your presence this morning. You guys
Thank
at
you.
home, thank you for being here.